Steve Costello. Welcome to this Wired for Success video. We will be publishing one of these each week. Some of them are just with me, Steve, and others will be with my colleague, Patience Moretti. Occasionally, you'll see the two of us together. It depends what we're doing and what's happening in the rest of our work and so on and so forth. It gets complicated, but that's the way of things. Challenges. That's what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to be talking about challenging our limits. Some interesting things. This is a short video. It's not going to take long, but I'd like you to think about challenging your limits. What does it mean to you? What does it mean to you right now? As I said it, challenging our limits. Think about it like this. If we believe that we have limits, there'll always be an end point to our experiences. There'll always be a point at which we hit a wall. Something says stop. We can't go further. And that's because of our limits. So our limits limit our experiences. And thinking we can or can't means that we usually will be right. So if you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you're right. Somebody famous said that a while ago. Don't remember who, but it's entirely true. Can or can't, it's up to you. Life has challenges. Whatever we do, life has challenges, period. And they don't seem to stop. They just go on and on and on. The way we look at those challenges is the difference maker. If we look at them as something that is going to sink us into the mire, then probably that's what's going to happen. If we look at our challenges as something that are an opportunity to learn, to grow, to develop, to change, whatever it may be, then that's what we're going to find. So challenges can be opportunities. The thing is, if we bury our heads in the sand and ignore the world around us, we could argue that that's a great way to ignore the challenges, or to pretend that they're not there. The thing is, though, if we do that, the world doesn't stop. It won't stop to accommodate our need to ignore or escape from the challenge. Here's another think about it like this. Ignoring our challenges challenges our limits. And if we keep doing this, something really clever happens. The neurons in our brain do a bit of clever rewiring. And our ignorance, I can't even speak now. And our ignorances of the challenges become habits. So the neurons up here in our brain can rewire slightly. So if, for example, every time somebody says to me, Steve, will you make me a cup of tea, which is a frequent request around here, and I say, oh, I can't do that. No, I can't. I can't make a cup of tea. I make a terrible cup of tea. If I keep saying that over and over and over a period of time, several months, eventually I'll believe it. I will believe it entirely. It will become a habit. Steve can't make tea. I can make tea. I don't drink tea, but I can make it. So what we don't really want to happen is that the neurons up here don't want to be rewired in a way that limits our experiences, that limits the way we manage our challenges. Wow. Some of these limits are easy to manage, and there's little tools and tricks that Patience and I will share with you. If you find that you have some challenges that you really cannot overcome, and that is not unusual for people of all ages, then you can speak directly to myself, Steve Costello, or to my colleague, Patience Modevi. You can contact us via our Facebook page, via email, or by leaving a comment on this channel. That's a YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube, there will be other possibilities, other ways you can get in touch with us. There will be some information floating across the bottom of the screen that you can note down as well. Okay, I want to tell you a short story. This is a short story about one of my very recent clients. And the story with this client was that some things happened to her in her very young years, pre-10 years old. Not abuse, nothing like that. But some events happened. And because of those events, she started to believe certain things. And those events seemed to be repeating at later points in her life. So she believed them some more, and some more, and some more. So the neurons up there said, when it comes to communication, I am terrible. And she believed that she could not communicate. She believed that she could not communicate at work. She couldn't communicate with potential partners, boyfriends in particular. She truly believed that she was a terrible communicator. All that started when one person suggested that her communication skills weren't so great. She was only 4 years old, for goodness sake. And then it happened again. It happened in school. Certain teachers said she's not a very good communicator. And as I said, she began to believe it. So we had to strip back all of that. And it was quite complicated. It was a long process, but we had to strip it all back. We had to find out where it all started. And my job, as in this particular case, as a therapist, was to show her that what happened in the past wasn't true. So we had to enable her to rewire those neurons to believe that actually she's a great communicator. And that is true as well. She is a great communicator. So limiting beliefs or our limits can be changed. If we decide we would like to do something about it, we can indeed do something about it. So what we don't want are habits that limit our beliefs, because if we have those sorts of habits, then that limits our experience, it limits our relationships, it limits our job possibilities, it limits all kinds of things. So we need to have some control. So what can we do? Well, I said already that myself or Patience can help with this, and our quarterly live sessions will definitely be able to help with these. So I'm not suggesting that you need a therapy session or anything as serious as that, but one of our workshops may well be the answer. Alternatively, let's start with you and something that you can do. And what you can do is ask yourself a couple of questions. So when one of your limits comes up, ask yourself, not anybody else, ask you, is it true? Is this really a limit? Is it true? You have to answer honestly, and only you can do that. And after you've asked if it's true or not, is it helpful? Is this limit actually helpful? Is it helping me? Is it protecting me? Is it doing something for me? And if it's not, then you've got the answer. Something needs to be done about it. Sometimes there's a little bit of confusion about our limits, perceiving things that we do to look after ourselves as limits. Not everything is a limit, but ask questions about that. I'm not going to go into it in detail now. We will come back to it. But think about challenging our limits. Because if we don't challenge our limits, we limit our experience. And if we limit our experience, we're the ones who suffer from that. Not usually somebody else. So ask those questions. Is it true? Is it helpful? Okay, have a great day. I'll speak to you again soon. Take care. Bye for now.